is a report I read. The report was about her staff losing staff, and in the report, there's one sentence that makes reference to the amount of money, and it says it is believed that she was going to report that she has raised less than $1 million, which is basically she needs to hang up shop already. But that's to believe what the records know when she files with the FCC.
I'm glad that they had to use the only amount on that, but she grifted $1 million of working class money, fam.
Yes.
So Vanguard, Crystal, Cal, as far as I'm concerned, you motherfuckers owe us $1 million for helping her do this shit. How do you think Marianne Williamson was able to get $1 million out of her shambles of a campaign? Cal and Crystal, hey, look, we got Marianne Williamson. She's gonna challenge Joe Biden, and then all their boutique supporters donate to Marianne Williamson. All the people who believe they are anti-establishment, who trust Breaking Points, gave the money to Marianne Williamson because of them. There are a lot of people who think they're on the left who watch Vanguard, right? Who gave money to Marianne Williamson because the Vanguard endorsed them. So you motherfuckers owe some money. You guys are in debt to the working class, as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, let's I'm gonna read the last part. I'll put the comment off just so we can see the last part here, because this part here says everything. Now, this is why Peter Dow is not speaking now. And this is why every single fucking person who interviews Marianne Williamson from here on out, if you don't ask her about releasing former employees from NDAs, you're here to do propaganda for her, and you're here to help her sell books. So keep an eye out. See what channels is gonna avoid this question. So this is what Jeremy says, who knows he in deep shit after this post. He has since locked his account. God knows what nasty email Marianne probably sent him. He says, go ahead, Marianne. Shoot me with a cease and desist. Because I would do neither. Your campaign has no hold because you are a grifting fraud. So anyone that acknowledges Marianne Williamson's grift of the working class, Marianne Williamson sends them a cease and desist letter. You better not fucking stop me from stealing money from working class people. I am trying to make money and raise money and sell books to desperate people. You better not fucking ruin this for me. If you do, I'm going to sue you into oblivion. That's Marianne Williamson. That's the person that so many people threw their integrity away to support. Suing people she's willing to sue people because they want to warn workers about her grift. Does it get any more scummy than that? Who's the biggest scumbag? That's as big as a scumbag move as you get. The people who legitimately wanted to make a difference, even though they were misguided, we believe that Jeremy was misguided, but he wanted to make a difference. So despite him trying to make a difference, he realized she's a fucking con artist, and he want to tell people, but he can't. Peter Dow probably want to tell people, but he can't. How many of those campaign managers want to tell people he can't? They wish they can warn motherfuckers about the Marianne Williamson campaign, but they can't because her millionaire ass is going to sue you for preventing her grift on workers. Absolutely fucking disgusting. And I lost all respect for anyone propping her up. I literally, I'll unfollow people I saw propping her up. I'm like, how fucking stupid you have to fucking be? Like, how stupid you have to be to fall for this obvious con woman. So we, as a left movement, as people who are supposed to be class conscious, y'all decided to pick a millionaire white woman as the leader of the movement. And now I said it because now it resonates more. When I said it at the beginning, you got people like, oh nigga, you didn't ring. What are you talking about? Well, she's a millionaire, but she cares about us. Now there's no denying. As I said before, I said this is class war. And anyone who's class loyal to the workers, popping up this millionaire fraud who was made by Oprah needs to be shamed. The Vanguard needs to be shamed. Cal and Crystal need to be shamed. And if I was them, I would be embarrassed to show myself to you motherfuckers. If I took an L this drastic.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my last thought. CJ, I think this is a fun segment. Anything else you want to add before we wrap up?
Yeah, I just want to read can you read a couple of the quote tweets, the ones that got
that's a good idea.
Numbers?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I want a couple of comments, and I'm curious to know who actually commented on it. So I'm curious to see.
That's actually a good idea. That's a good way to end the segment. That's a good idea. So I'm gonna show you guys because, bro, look how big this tweet is. His tweet is blowing the fuck up. It was like only a few quote tweets when I found out, like, and then now everyone's on it, right?
But tell me what it is. I can't see it. Tell me the number of likes and the number of retweets. Or quote tweets, whatever you want to give me.
Almost 1,200 likes now, 582 retweets, 123 quote tweets. And if you're not on Twitter, guys, that's a ton. Like,
that's a lot.
Before people don't know, that's a fucking ton. If you got 100 quote tweets, that means you're actually probably getting roasted, or the subject of the conversation being roasted. So you want to know who else called it? Not only did I call it, our friend of the show, our honorary RBN member, Comrade Misty, called it in 2019. Based as Misty, dude. In 2019, she said that she's too woo for me, and I think she's most likely in it to boost book sales. That was 2019 from Comrade Misty. And then from this year in April, she says, I'm calling it a book sales campaign. Meanwhile, Misty is blocked by the entirety of the Bernie Sanders love. I know, like, Misty is my homie. Like, Misty is blocked by fucking everybody because Misty was one of the first people calling out Bernie, AOC, and she go hard on Marianne. Now she hurting a ton of RFK Jr. fans too. Like, me and Misty got the same vibe. If you looking for heroes, you probably these people up, we're gonna hurt your feelings, right? So this is Comrade Misty calling it the book sales campaign. It grosses me out the same way I'm grossed out. She knows she cannot win, and yet she's straight up lying about that and taking people's money. But the professional managerial class is like, we do that too. Like you said, you got to see how this wasn't the red line. That was the red line we called out from day one. Why the fuck you taking our money if you're not serious? That's the first goddamn question I asked her. Meanwhile, among the professional managerial class, not at all concerned for them. Yeah, the workers got a little bit to spare here. And they don't call it out because they, in a certain way, they rely on tricking poor workers. Meanwhile, let's look at a few more responses. It's a good idea to show a few of them because she was getting, Marianne Williamson getting destroyed. And I saw quite a few. Hopefully I'll find them because I don't follow a lot of these people. I saw them when I was looking through the reactions. There are a lot of Marianne Williamson supporters who are renouncing their support after this report. So this is, I know we did many Marianne Williamson campaign is in shambles segments, but this is D1. I saw a tweet that she sent out an hour before the stream, and she was already starting to get racial because people asking her about this. I saw like 3 comments in on her last tweet. Like, hey, Marianne, you gonna address this shit? So anyway, this is Nico House, my brother. He's like, I can't believe anyone took Marianne Williamson's campaign seriously, especially considering she never gave them a reason to believe that. The same people who laughed at Tosi and most recently Dr. West, accusing them of grifting, but took Marianne at her word. Interesting, isn't it? I think it is very, as a Marxist, I find it extremely interesting because it's class loyalty on display. This is Robert Durden, another friend of the show. This Marianne Williamson campaign will be the punchline of jokes for decades to come. I will be making a punchline. I'm gonna be telling you. I'll tell you go for it. Quite a bit. So I'm kind of scrolling through here because I want to show you. I want to see if I can. This is Russell. This is from Due Dissonance. So I'll read his. I want to see if I can find people who are not in our audience, right? But anyway, here's Russell. We're gonna join them on Due Dissonance tomorrow. So do Cal and Crystal apologize now to the poor suckers in their audience that they've been scamming into this BS? Our boy Russell. Exactly what I was on. I think they should. Because she raised that $1 million because of Cal and Crystal. Let's be real. Vanguard influenced that channel. They fucking relevant. But that was Cal and Crystal. I just like talking shit about them because they think they're right. And they took so many else. They took so many else. So many else. Like if I took as many L's at the Vanguard, I would shut the fuck about everybody. I was just focused on covering news. I would shut the fuck up about covering people. If I took as many L's as the L guard, I think that's what we should start calling them. The L guard.
The L guard.
If you guys don't know that stand for lost.
The L guard.
Let's get an L guard in the chat. That's who they are.
That's an L guard take. That's an L guard take, buddy. Get out of here.
Yeah, I'm gonna start saying that. I'm gonna start saying, that's an L guard take. Get the fuck out of here. Get that L guard shit out of here. Because it's funny because they think they can step to me. They think they can step to us, and they scared of debate. The L guard was scared to debate Jackson Hinkle. Yeah, scared to debate us. No bigger. They got the giant L. Anyway, that's all I say. Anyway, let's move on. I'm gonna see if I can find people who are not in my community. That's my tweet you saw. But we're pretty much at the end of the segment. I'll see if I can find another good one. Like you see, everyone, all the comments here are roasting her. Like you got to see my audience comment. I never took her campaign seriously to begin with, so there's a lot of that. I read this one. Thanks to Crystal Ball and Cal Kalinske, bro. Once again, if I was a Marianne Williamson supporter, I'd be embarrassed. They all taking hits. They really threw their integrity out of the window for her, and now people are acknowledging that. I think Zachary is mutual. I believe.
You know, Nick. It feels good. Today's a good day because when you're vindicated, it's a feeling of, man. You think back all that freaking issues, all the headaches during that time when I was standing up on what I believe and what I know to be true, but I had so much incoming because they thought it was something else, and now. It's like, man, it's like a boxer that trains. It's like, man, but when you win that fight, it's like, oh, that work I did. Okay, now it feels, if you feel like a weight is lifted, like, man, this is okay, it was worth it. And that's what it feels like right now.
And people are not gonna forget that we was out in front. And once again, you see a ton of tweets criticizing Marianne, but we was the first fucking ones, guys. We were the one took all the brunt of the heat. Then after a while, once the argument became more it was obvious that we was right. Then you start seeing more people speaking in criticism of Marianne Williamson. That when you start seeing that when it became socially acceptable to criticize Marianne Williamson. So I'm very happy about this. I'm glad that this fraud was exposed. I'm gonna see if I can get to some actual replies. My quote tweets, anyone in the quote tweets roasting her. Look at that. That's perfect. She's getting fucked. Like in Cal and Crystal are getting tagged in like every tweet, guys. Look at this.
Wow.
Everyone's tagging them. They're like, hey, yo, you guys want to hold this L for us? Luckily, the Vanguard is not relevant enough.